Hey, we'll see if this one goes a little bit better. I just tried going live just a second ago, and there was obviously some technical issues there. So I'm going to give it a second, see if anyone jumps on. And then if you just jumped into the video, apologize for the last stream. If you could go ahead and just let me know if you can hear me, just drop a thumbs up in the comments. Um, let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. I just want to make sure before I start this that everything's looking good as far as the audio side of this. Um, but yeah, just let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll wait for a thumbs up before I actually get started, and kind of roll from there. Um, cool, I can hear you well. Okay. So some of you may have already seen my Instagram post today. You may have already seen some of what I'm going to talk about as far as the Without a Crystal Ball situation. And uh, basically, context for anyone who doesn't know the background of this, there is a popular YouTube channel called Without a Crystal Ball. It's hosted by Katie Joy Paulson. And I was watching one of her live streams from my couch in my living room and was just sitting there, hair undone, just t-shirt, jeans, laying on the couch, watching a live stream. She saw my name attached to a comment, and I was invited by her to join her on a live. I was not prepared to do this. I had never talked to her before. I had never spoken with Katie at any point before this. Jumped onto a live stream and, um, you know, had a conversation with her. I thought it went fairly well. I gave the information I wanted to give, and you know, felt like it was fine. I hyped her up as I would anybody I presumed was an advocate, and really just encouraged her at the end and told her just in passing, I'd love to have you come on my show. And afterward, my inboxes blew up across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, and I was currently flying to Costa Rica when all this happened. So I was literally on a plane connected to plane Wi Fi, getting tons of messages from people saying to do my research about Without a Crystal Ball, about Katie. And look, before I go any further, I just want to say I thought this was done and behind me. I didn't want to keep addressing this. I put out a very brief statement about this and let it sit at that, even though there were accusations made about me. I let it sit, but I need to address it today just based on what's going on. So anyway, so I was on the plane. I was headed to Costa Rica, getting all these messages. Do your research. Check out who Katie is. I did my research. I found a lot of things I won't dive into right now. I found a lot of things, methods, way that she verbalized things, her tone in some of these cases, her interactions with victims that I was hearing about, reading about, seeing. I was watching her own content, and I was very uncomfortable with the way that Katie handled herself. And I made a public statement because I made a public invitation to her to come on my show. I made a public statement that said that, well, I'll read exactly what I said.
Still have so much left to
Oh,
learn.
so I made a statement. I said, regarding the Without a Crystal Ball live I joined yesterday, I have done research since I appeared. Katie Joy's methods have historically been incredibly problematic. I'm disappointed in myself in not doing what I always do, which is research before I share my platform with anybody. I didn't expect to be called on to join her live, didn't think anything of it. I just wanted to encourage who I thought was a fellow advocate. I've never communicated before with her. It makes me sick to my stomach to think I misread the situation or sent the wrong message to anybody. Please know I'm extremely new to her content, not a fan of her tactics, and I've since discovered she utilizes. I'll not be hosting her on my show. My credibility and the credibility of those I partner with is important to me. And so I put out that statement, and yeah, that happened. And then I received a message from Katie that says, "What you've done proves to me that even today you still lack respect for women." Uh, you know. Anyway, you could have spoken to me, but instead chose to publicly humiliate me. And I said, Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do. And by the way, the reason I'm sharing these messages is because of what's going on today. Katie, respectfully, this has nothing to do with you being a woman. I've worked alongside many incredible women. That's the majority of the people I have on my show over the course of my show, and I was not out to humiliate you. I saw things that were troubling and chose to distance myself. I made a public appearance and felt the need to address that public appearance on a public setting That's all. Some of my concerns are validated in that you removed your first few kind messages and then chose to send a more antagonistic message when you didn't get a prompt response. I take full responsibility for joining a live without doing more research. That was on me. I've said my piece. That's where I wanted the conversation to end. And what I meant when I said she deleted the original messages to me, originally when she messaged me after I put out the statement, it was very kind, and it said basically that she was very sorry. She had haters that were coming after her. She's sorry if I felt threatened by anybody, which I didn't. And nobody responded to me in a hateful or angry way. I just want to make that really clear. And so she had sent me like 3 messages right in a row, deleted those, and then sent me a message saying that I humiliated her, that I lacked respect for women, etc. So I sent that response to her.
Still have so much left to learn.
And then she said, oh, I lost this message here. But then she basically responded and said that there were, oh, here it is. Sorry. I said, no, you chose to, and I apologize, guys. I didn't expect to be doing this live today. No, you chose to be publicly, you chose to publicly humiliate me, then not speak to me based on assumptions about me that are not true. I deleted messages because people use my DMs against me all the time. If you care to address this and actually listen to me, I'm not what they say, but you do and again, I base this off my own research, not what people told me, but you do humiliate me, and it was horrifying to make a statement so publicly to belittle me. I've never been rude to you. Instead, you use sources from trolls who've harassed and bullied me for 3 years of my work because they want you to believe I'm bad. I'm not bad. Instead of coming to me, you took to social media to denounce me, which is akin to public humiliation. I said, Katie, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not on any sort of crusade. I saw things that concerned me upon doing my own research and watching other clips from your program and felt the need to express my disagreement. That's all. There was no personal vendetta because I didn't know her. I made a public statement as someone who has a public show and made an appearance with a public figure. She said, I'm sorry you were harassed. I'm sorry you're threatened by these assholes. Yeah, I am sure. Problematic because it's not what you would do, and therefore I'm terrible. You did not say this isn't accurate, or I don't know about this. Instead, without warning, you humiliated me. If you can't see that's wrong and misogynistic, I can't make you change. So that was the messages that went back and forth, and immediately following that, she went and did 2 to 3 live stream videos addressing me, talking about me. And here's just a few clips to kind of give you a sense of what that looked like. There are plenty of full recaps if you search Without a Crystal Ball or WOACB and Preacher Voice. Plenty of people have done recaps on YouTube. And I just want to make clear from that point on, I've been completely silent, even though there were a lot of things that were said about me, like some of these statements.
To save face, still have so much left to learn. So the only thing I'm using this for is that I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me in DMs.
Which again,
and
as you guys saw, is not true. I did respond to her very quickly and was very respectful in my responses. That's my full responses to her. And so this is inaccurate information. This is a lie.
It's clear that he would rather just believe what he wants about me and then humiliate me and then not give me the courtesy to speak to me. And if you're going to treat a woman like that, all I can say to you, after I've graciously given you time on my platform to share what you do, I had no agenda.
Okay, so again, obviously, as you guys saw from the screenshots, it's not true. I did respond to her. It was within a few minutes of her writing. And again, I was on an airplane going to Costa Rica. So the fact that I responded, I think, says a lot. I could have left the statement, blocked her. Instead, she blocked me and went and did this live. Jessica, you said she couldn't even give you 24 hours. Yeah, it was not much time at all.
To save face.
Here's another piece here.
Instead of actually having a conversation. Don't say don't send hate to him. Just honestly, I wanted to say my piece, and misogyny is so thick in this group that it hurts my heart that it took him no thought to publicly humiliate me with a statement like that, because it's easy. I'm a woman.
So again, playing the card of this, and again, I don't need to defend that. I think I've shown it that I don't hate women. I think I've showed that very clearly over the course of my show. I think I've worked with several women, and in fact, I'll mention this as well. I won't share screenshots of the comments right now, but I'm happy. I don't have them in my queue, but a friend of mine who is a survivor of sexual abuse actually was in the comments defending me, which I appreciate because I didn't ask her to do that. And her comments were actually deleted by Katie, um, the ones that defended me, and actually mentioned that she told her abuse story on my podcast. Anyway, it was just really frustrating. And here's the last little segment.
I'm not going to give him grace in the respect that he made a public statement to humiliate me, and he won't respond to me.
Oh, that's the same piece. So anyway, so that's what happened there. That was kind of the situation as far as that goes. And yeah, it was just really frustrating. I don't know that she blocked the survivor that I was friends with, but she did delete her comments that were made on the post. And I do have screenshots of those comments, but unfortunately I didn't put those in the queue. And thank you, Alexandra, for just tuning in. I know this is a messy stream. I know that there are a lot of people who are jumping in, who are missing some context. I hope you'll go back and rewatch this. But here's the piece that catches us up to today, and I'll break this down really quickly and explain what's happening, why I feel the need to do a video, because again, since I made that original statement, I haven't said anything publicly about Katie on Instagram, on my Preacher Boys account, anywhere like that. I have mentioned a few subreddits, like just thank you to people who had supported me through everything. Even though Katie went to Twitter and alluded to the fact that I abused my wife or abused my kids, and that's why she's scared to have men on her show, I still didn't respond publicly because I wanted to let her run her course and figure out what she wanted to do, figure out what was going on, and it was clear that it was clear that this wasn't going to go anywhere productive. So I have stayed silent up to this point. The reason I'm mentioning is because today I got, or on Monday last week rather, I got a message from an account under the username Diana, and the message said, "Hi, Katie Paulson told me to reach out to you in regards to sharing my story." I responded to her on Saturday. I said, "Hi, Diana, can you give me some more info?" She said, "I was sexually abused by a cult member." And then she sent me multiple pictures, which I won't share here for the privacy of the victim. She said, "This is the person that abused me, and these are pictures of her. Katie wants you to do a story on her. Her name is blank. She was abused between ages 5 and 15. So there was a gap between yesterday and today, and it turned from this person, this Diana, being someone who was abused, to me wanting me to run a story about someone who had been abused. And in this message, it says she was abused between ages 5, or I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this here. Let me blow this up. Ages 5 and 15. If you do this for me, I'll stop all the hate you're receiving. And it says she deserves to be humiliated for reporting to my family to CPS. One of the things Katie keeps mentioning in her lives is that people are reporting her to CPS. I don't know about this. Again, I don't know much about Katie beyond my personal experience, which has not been positive. I don't know if people are doing that. I don't know, I don't know what's going on as far as that goes. But then it says her Twitter is blank, her Instagram is blank. Do this for me, and I'll stop my followers from targeting you. I said, I might be misunderstanding something. Why are you telling me you'll stop the hate I'm receiving and stop your followers from, quote, targeting me? The response says, it says, I might be misunderstanding. She said, you know full well who I am. I said, no, I really don't. Unless I'm very mistaken, it sounds like you're blackmailing me to do what you want, or else you're going to send a Twitter mom my way. And it says, the person humiliated with your post without consulting me first. I said, Katie. If you do this for me, I'll stop others from harassing you, as I have a much bigger audience than you. And I said, creating a separate account entirely for the sole purpose of blackmailing me and bending to your will, that's not how I operate, Katie. This really did bother me, and I do want to say this really quickly. Obviously, there's a piece of this where, this is an anonymous account. So, some people mentioned, what if this is not Katie? All I'm going to say is, based on my experiences with her and the way that she's responded to things, this wouldn't be the most surprising thing to me if this is in fact her. But whether it's her or whether it's a deranged Katie, fan, or whether it is a deranged, person that hates Katie, I don't know. The pieces don't make sense. And if this is her creating an account, threatening me to release a victim's information who had trusted Katie with their story, is not how I roll, and I'm not going to be blackmailed into this stuff. And I said that, I said again, I said my piece. This person's a liar and deserves it. Do this, I'll forget our spat. Otherwise, I'll personally make your life a living hell. Your choice. And I said, that's not how I work. I don't even know who the person is you're referring to, and I don't want any piece of your self-created drama. And she said, she lied in my court case. I want her exposed now, or I'll make sure you regret humiliating me. First, not doing this. Second, how do I know you're really Katie? Because again, I wanted to verify. It says you'll find out when you have 170,000 people harassing you. I said, if it really is you, it's disgusting you'd exploit a victim. You're unhinged. I'm blocking this account now. And now that account is deleted. So this is the account it came from, and now it's user not found. So that account is deleted. And this screenshot is from a different account. But anyway, so yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And that's what's happened. That's what's happening today. So after last week was a ridiculous week on the show, there were so many different stories that were happening, so many absolutely horrific stories that came across the show. Now this is rearing its ugly head. And again, I know that there are many that are saying, well, it's not Katie, it doesn't make sense, why would she do this? From what I have seen, and even just recently, there was a video where Katie doxed someone in her own family. She has a history of giving away people's personal information and doxing them. That is well documented. There are lawsuits from celebrities relating to that exact thing. My experience with her was that she did delete a lot of messages. She sent me very aggressive messages. She went on an unhinged, unhinged 3 live streams about me within the course of a few hours, which she then deleted. And so my experience with her has not been positive. Whether or not this is her, this is extremely frustrating. It doesn't do anything worthwhile for survivors of abuse, who they're my top priority in this. It does, whoever's doing this, whether it's Katie, whether it's some other person, this is awful. And I will say I did reach out to the victim that was mentioned in the messages. I sent the images that were sent to me. They confirmed that the only person that had those images would be Katie Joy Paulson. And so anyway, it doesn't make sense. She said outside of family, the only person would be Katie, who she gave the information to. She gave the information to a year ago, and Katie has been threatening to release it, according to her. Again, whether or not, who knows what pieces of this are true, what's accurate, but all I know is, if for whatever reason, this gets bigger than what it is, this is how the day started. And anyway, my thoughts on this are, whoever it is, this is awful for survivors everywhere. This is extremely offensive to me as someone who tries to work with survivors. And again, based on my experiences with Katie, I've had nothing but bad experiences since doing this live stream. And again, there's lots of well-documented things that she's done that are extremely problematic. Plenty of high-profile lawsuits involving her. And yeah, it just does. It just seems very odd. This just seems like a very odd situation. And yeah, that's kind of the case. I'll look through the comments really quick. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the people that have said kind words throughout this whole thing, since all those tweets went out, since all the smearing of me happened when I first went on the live. It's just frustrating. I'm still dealing with this. It's frustrating that now, there's this blackmail element. And again, whether this is Katie, one of her followers, someone that doesn't like Katie, this is ridiculous. And it's extremely frustrating to me as a parent, as someone with a family, as someone who, tries to put in safeguards to, avoid this sort of thing. It's frustrating to be waking up to be messaged this kind of stuff, especially when there's actual work to be done. I don't want to be doing a live stream talking about myself and my experiences. It's frustrating that I have to do this. But again, if there's a fabricated story about me based on some crazy vendetta because of one live stream and one statement, I want to be able to say my part of this story first. And there's very few people that I would feel pressed. I've gotten angry messages before. I've gotten hateful messages before. I've gotten threats before. But this is extremely, extremely frustrating and disturbing, honestly. I'll read the comments. I'll see if there's any questions I need to respond to. I think I've covered everything. Again, I apologize. This is a pretty impromptu live, but I'm extremely frustrated, and I needed to address this because it's going to bother me. I haven't said anything about this since the statement, but this is just wild that this keeps bubbling and growing. Crafting Sunshine. Can someone recap what's happening? Definitely just rewatch the live. You should be able to rewind it now and be able to watch it. Sexually affected women. It's easy to research her, which you did do. I did. Most of what I watched was not links from people that sent me stuff about her. I specifically went and rewatched some of her content and looked at some of the legal documents and stuff that's already out there publicly, and made the decision based on just what I saw her do and how I saw her act. She has a low threshold for humiliation, or for the definition of humiliation. Yeah, I don't think I was trying to humiliate her. Let's see. She blocks anyone who corrects her misinformation. Yeah, and she did block me on Instagram. So at least. Is she ex-IFB? No, she's not. She runs an account called Without a Crystal Ball, and she is a former Catholic, I believe. Someone else just said that. Yeah, she's a former Catholic. She is not IFB. She talks about the IFB and all that because of the Duggars, and she's done, probably hundreds of videos about the Duggars. She claims that she's not an advocate, but she is she's a tea channel. Like she covers gossip stories, and the Duggars bring in a lot of viewers because of all the news with Josh and all that. So she doubles down. She puts out tons and tons and tons of content about the Duggars, but she has no relation to that world. And and anyway, yeah, she goes after it. It seems like for the attention of the stories versus, actually caring about the victims within the movement. And she went on record in one of her lives, and she can find it somewhere on the internet, that she doesn't consider herself an advocate, that she's not. She exploits survivors, doxes them. Yeah, she has doxed minors. That's true. She's doxed survivors. She's just doxed somebody in her own family just recently. She's not a advocate here. Let's see. I'm always shocked why. It's kind of weird, a person who's a middle lady of the whole situation. Survivors wanting should be reaching to you. I agree. This is some Karen stuff. I think it's a bunch of hacker trolls using KJ as a scapegoat. It's very possible that it's hackers, or I don't think it's hackers, but trolls. Maybe that's the case. It's just a very elaborate story. I just don't understand who has the time, and why me? Why go to my account? This doesn't make any sense because I haven't said anything. I could see if maybe I was like a rival and I've been posting stuff nonstop, but it doesn't make sense. Why me over a month and a half ago when I haven't said anything else about Without a Crystal Ball whatsoever? There's plenty of people that don't like Katie that they could have gone to. Maybe I just seem like the most whatever. I don't know. It's disturbing. She's blackmailing you. She's blackmailing. She seems to admit being KJ. Yeah, she never actually says she is, but obviously she alludes to it. But it does seem weird that she'd identify herself if she was on another account. I don't know. And she does do sock accounts, yes. I have seen that's part of her MO. She's making it so this community can't believe survivors. Yeah. I definitely have doubts this is her. If it is, she's the dumbest troll ever. I definitely have some doubt, but like I said, my experiences have not been positive. She's also doxed minor survivors. You never know. You need to pursue it. Don't know who you are, but many are here because Katie is upset, annoyed, treat them. Yeah, I've seen a lot of the interactions. get listed. And there are definitely people that don't like Katie that I think do things that are out of line. So I don't, this is the thing. I don't hate Katie. I just, she's not part of my world. Like she's not somebody that's what's so bizarre about this whole thing is it was an impromptu live and I work with survivors of the independent fundamental Baptist movement. I don't even stay focused in the same lane that she does. It's just interesting. Please be careful. Sorry you're dealing with the KJ junk. Me too. Oh gosh, we just lost a bunch of messages. Here we go. I've been watching her MO for a while. She's going to erase all she's said and done. She has been purging a lot of stuff. It's odd this drama seems to follow around. Stay true to yourself. She creates all the drama. That poor victim that's being blackmailed by KJ, I agree. Just remember when you mess with her, you will get her horns. It's harmful. I'm sorry you've been through this. Have you been in touch with law enforcement? I have not been in touch with law enforcement. I reported the chat to Instagram. I haven't gone to law enforcement just yet. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many different ways that this could go. You just keep doing your good work. So sorry, and that's really my goal. So like, and I appreciate the comment about law enforcement. The comment from Renell Smith says you just need to keep doing your work. So sorry, and that's where I feel I need to be. Is I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm making my statement. This will be the last thing I say about this for a long time. I don't want to do 30 parts on this video. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to keep moving on and try to help people, try to get these messages out, try to do the work I need to do on myself because this show helps me. I'm not focused on creating a channel that just talks about this situation. Like I said, it's frustrating to even have to address it whatsoever. Sorry you're dealing with this. Watched a couple of her videos, have not gotten good vibes. Sounds like creep show art. I don't even know what creep show art is. The Insta Live's the worst. I'm at a loss of words that this is the BS you have to deal with today. It's apparent she's coming undone again. Hello from the Netherlands. High school drama crap. I agree. It is high school drama crap. She has a restraining order on another creator that is up this month. Perhaps this group would contact you wants to up the pressure on you. Or on her. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. She has a restraining order from a creator or on a creator. That's interesting. Well, former Seventh-day Adventist. Oh, okay. Wait, no, she was part Seventh-day Adventist. Oh, the restraining order was dismissed last year. Sorry, guys. I'm learning a lot of this stuff for the first time, too. She's basically teaching off reality TV people. Sounds weird when I say it bluntly like that. She calls people who warn people about her trolls. However, we are people who have witnesses and experienced her behavior. That's the thing is like my experiences directly verify a lot of the stuff I've seen. I've experienced the problematic behavior. Got here with the topic. You're gonna have to rewatch it. I don't want to go back through it. There's a lot of elements to this. I don't want to skip over anything. She had a live. She's an advocate. She's a reporter. Yeah, she did say that. There are hackers that have attacked a lot of creators as well as her. The FBI is looking into it. The emails people were receiving were so sick and twisted. I did see some of that. The spoof emails, yeah, it's interesting. Her MO is usually women who are pretty or more successful as with stable families. Saying I'm not pretty? Did you get the picture verification in writing? I don't know what that means. The other creators are commenting on a lawsuit. So sorry, FBI's investigating these trolls. Salts could get you in contact with them, keep track of everything. There's an active FBI investigation. So Michael Saltz is investigating her or people that are writing messages about her. I'll definitely mind talking to him. Either a standard troll in her mind. You got to be warned in case you'll see this and respond. Be ready. Yeah, you know, it's very possible she'll see this and respond, but I need to say my piece of this. Or KJ is going to see this. In light of the abuse, okay, so this is the last question. I'll kind of end here. In light of the abuse you rightfully exposed, how do you balance a true abuse situation with false accusations? Usually, the stories I'm talking about, I have multiple people confirming a story. Oh, okay, Toddy Westbrook's the lawyer. Okay. So I talk to them. I deal with a lawyer directly. Occasionally, we'll ask questions. A lot of my cases are referred to me by different lawyers, law enforcement, other advocates that I do trust and vet. There are tons of stories that I've received that I don't have enough to go on, so I haven't put it. Um, but I haven't put it out there. So there's stories that can be um, that give me a weird gut feeling that I haven't released or that I have contradicting stories on. So yeah, I mean, I try to do the best I can to vet these stories. I definitely let it be from the perspective of the survivor, not myself. So I let them share their story, but I do try to do my due diligence to make sure that they're accurate. And she always claims to be hacked. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I just want to make a statement because I think it need to be talked about. Again, this is the last statement I'll be making about this unless something else pops off. But even then, I'll probably just keep it to myself. I don't really care about the drama of this. There's plenty of things that are way more important. There's another live stream I wanted to be doing at this time that is way more important to me than this drama, whatever is causing it. But I want to put out my side of this story and be the first to be able to share what my experience has been. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you guys jumping on and just bringing support and encouragement. It's really encouraging. And someone said, please consider speaking louder. I apologize. I'm going through a new platform, and it seems like the audio has been a little bit muted for some people, but it sounded fine to me when I watched replay. So I apologize if the volume's a little bit low, guys. I'll try to figure that out here on the next one. But thank you guys so much, and really appreciate you guys jumping on to this video. All right. I'll catch you in the next live stream and have some really good stuff to talk about some cases that actually are really important. So we'll go ahead and move along there.